Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Ultra League, showcasing another very powerful team featuring Walrein. Newly buffed Walrein, courtesy of the Season 15 Go Battle League updates. As we all know by now, Icicle Spear got a nice little buff, making Walrein a little bit more relevant than it was last season. And it will be serving as the safe swap on this classic ABB line, so that Aurorus can sweep the game. That is what it does best. It sweeps a game like you wouldn't believe, despite having the literal worst typing available in the game. It more than makes up for that with its moveset. That is what makes Aurorus work, and it is very effective. And also on this team, Virizion, to protect our back two ice types from all of the fighters and pseudo-fighters in the meta. And we are still rolling with Leaf Blade. I really enjoy Leaf Blade on the lead. It handles the water types, as we can all imagine, quite well in the Ultra League. The dynamics of this ABB style team complement each other beautifully. And here we go. Not with a lead like this. We had an Articuno. That's not a good lead, although they do take neutral damage from our fighting type damage. And they're staying in a little bit here. So we're going to take full advantage of that, get off a nice neutral Icicle Spear before they can get off any shenanigans here. I would imagine they would go Ancient Power. I think that's the way to go on Articuno in the Ultra League. And they do go Ancient Power. It doesn't do a whole lot, although it does hit for super effective. And they make a play into Swampert. So this is beautiful. This is exactly what we want to do. But I want to hold on and control the alignment, because there's almost always one of the Swords of Justice in the back with this line. It's either a Cobalion or a Virizion. So I would like to control the alignment to get Aurorus onto that Articuno and our own Virizion onto whatever they have remaining. So we are fighting pretty hard for switch here. So far they've gone for a Sludge Wave, which is not something you see every day in the Ultra League. That was very interesting to see. And they are at another potential Sludge Wave. I'm going to double shield, double down on Wally, and look to take the Swampert out, but they're not sticking around for that. They aggro swap back into the Aurorus, or excuse me, their Articuno. We go into our Aurorus here for this Articuno. That's the alignment we want. Of course, again, we know they've revealed that they have Ancient Power, but we tank that like a champ. It does not hit particularly hard, but what does is a Meteor Beam, and we grab that final shield, boosting our attack, as you do get a guaranteed attack buff from the Meteor Beam. And we're just going to throw with awful timing. We're boosted. We're saying bye-bye to the Articuno. They go down with energy, and they have an Alolan Muck in the back. So this is not bad for us. We are resisting this fast move pressure with our rock typing. And they are at a Dark Pulse, but I'm thinking we hang on. I was hoping at least, and we do. Holy smokes, Aurorus could be so clutch in the Ultra League. We're doing big damage with that Meteor Beam, and we're immediately going in the Walrein to farm them down. This one is lights out for our opponent. This Swampert is energy dry. We get to this, and we're saying bye-bye to the Swampert. Walrein coming in very clutch in this Ultra League battle to close strong. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Oh, this team was absolutely putting in the work in the Ultra League today. But again, not with a lead like this. Holy smokes, guys. We got a Toxicroak. This is the second battle of the day, I believe. Very early on in the sets here, and we get hit with a friggin' Toxicroak. Are you kidding me? This thing has the potential to absolutely wreak havoc on this entire team. So we're gonna try our best here. We're not gonna just roll over for this Toxicroak here. We get off some pretty nice resisted damage. This thing is already in the yellow. So we're going to throw Walrein in here to absorb this damage. This is a very spicy lead. I'm not sure what they could be running in the back behind this Toxicroak, but they're staying in on this Walrein, which indicates that they may be weak to an ice type in the back. And if that is the case, Aurorus is looking really good here. We're not shielding anything. They shielded. Was not expecting that, but they want to hold on to this Toxicroak for some reason. And they have energy for days. Going to shield up what could be a massively super effective Sludge Bomb. It is, and we're going to just look to resist it, double kick this thing down. Holy smokes. Guys, I hear you when you get upset with the RPS and the challenges that we all face in Go Battle League, but sometimes you just got to dig your heels in and find a way to get it done. Had a Pelipper, not too many places for Virizion to go, and they've got a Charmer in the back. Holy smokes. This trainer absolutely hates Virizion, but we get to this and we're saying bye-bye to the Grand Ball. Holy smokes, we're not baiting on a Grand Ball. We're up against the wall. We are trying to get this thing done. Holy smokes. We do tank a Weather Ball. It is super effective, but we tank it. We were comfortable doing that because we're boosted and we resist this fast move pressure with our rock typing. Drawing a shield from the Pelipper. Holy smokes, can Aurorus pull this out for us? Gonna shield up this Weather Ball. And now we get to this Weather Ball of our own. Holy smokes, that was an impossible team, but we get to this and we're saying bye-bye to the Pelipper. Holy smokes. That was an impossible team, but guys, where there's a will, there's a way. Good game, well played. Oh, that last one really tested my will to win, I will say. But here we go. Picking up a positively, coming in the form of Regirock, and they're staying in here. This is an awful lead for them. This is not good. Generally, when they do this, that means they're ABA weak. So that's what we're playing with in mind. Not really sure what they could have in the back, but we're going to shield this out of caution. I'm thinking they're ABA weak. There's no reason to stay in on a Nightmare lead like this. They do full send the Focus Blast, and we're going to look to get rid of this Regirock as our backline wants nothing to do with it here. And they just let it go. They just fully lose lead, and this is ABB, so even when you win lead, you still swap out to draw out that hard counter. It comes in the form of a Venusaur. Another Pokemon that can be quite problematic for this team, but at the very least, our two Ice types can fight back a little bit with our Ice type damage here. Shields are even, gonna let this go. We do survive, and we will make it to another Icicle Spear here. Now this Venusaur has a very tough decision to make. As we saw, they do have a Giratina as well. So what we're gonna do is sacrifice our Virizion here. We're just gonna throw it in to absorb damage and give what damage it can get off here. It's quite laughable because it's all resisted from Venusaur, but damage is damage nonetheless. So now we're gonna let them throw this. We're not shielding, and we're going to let the snipe this Venusaur as it is energy dry, getting ahead on energy, and this is smooth sailing from here. Aurorus absolutely runs right through Giratina. At this point, the opponent has no win con, but it looks like they are fine just to go down with the ship, I suppose. There is no win con. This is not possible for them. So I guess we're just going to play this out to the very end. They're going down with the ship, and they're singing on their way down, I presume. I don't know what they're doing. We're just going to shield them and let them know that it's not going to happen, but they're just still here, and that's okay. That's A-okay, no problem. They're shielding. I don't know what's going on. We had the back-to-back. It's over for this Giratina. We get to this, and we are going to be saying bye-bye to the stubborn Giratina. Aurorus left standing in the end. If you play this team correctly, that is what you should see. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Virizion Double Ice was so strong in the Ultra League. If you can protect Virizion from those flyers, you can rest assured that it will put in work for reasons like this right here, guys. Again, this is why we're running Leaf Blade. And I think a lot of these water type leads, the trainers that run these water types, they're on to Virizion running Leaf Blade these days, as they almost always either immediately swap out or try to catch it on a poison type or a steel type or whatever. But it did not work out. We do leave with energy. We are faced with a Drapion here, and we meet this poison type with our rock type Aurorus here. Gonna fire off the Meteor Beam. Not sure what they'll want to do here. They do have a Tapu Fini, but they shield. That would have KO'd the Drapion, no doubt. It would have set the stage for them to come back in with their Tapu Fini and get a nice healthy farm, but they are trying to fight to control the alignment here, and it is just not going to happen. We are boosted courtesy of that Meteor Beam, so we can throw this Weather Ball here, and we grab the second shield. Holy smokes. So they're going to hang on to that Drapion. They take full advantage of the misaligned switch clocks and lock in an Obstagoon, knowing that we have a Virizion, so that is a very interesting play. We tank these Night Slashes all day. They do no damage, and we're just going to get to back-to-back Sacred Swords here. This is going to be sending this Obstagoon packing. We are saying bye-bye to the Obstagoon. And they come back in with the Drapion. We've got something for this Drapion as well. We got to the back-to-back going for this Sacred Sword. Hits for neutral damage, doesn't quite KO. So we're going to shield. We want to stay healthy for that Tapu Fini as we are running Leaf Blade specifically for the Tapu Fini lead amongst others. And they go for a crunch there. That was very interesting. A lot of interesting plays out of our opponent here. Going to shield up what could be a Moonblast. It is a Surf Bait. That is okay. Going to fire off the super effective Leaf Blade here. Does about 50% health or so on a Tapu Fini. And we will outpace to another Leaf Blade. Holy smokes! Virizion and Aurorus going 2v3 in the Ultra League. You'll love to see it. We are saying bye-bye to the Tapu Fini. Walrein didn't even see the field. My goodness, that just goes to show how powerful this team is. Good game. Well played. Walrein on this ABB-style team for the Ultra League was proving to be quite the safe swap. And here we go. Virizion lead. Pretty neutral, but slightly positive for us. The question is, are they running Sludge Bomb? And this is ABB, so we do have to check for a fighter at some point. So I decided to try and catch what could be a Sludge Bomb onto Walrein, but I don't think we quite caught it. Yeah, they do go crunch. They were onto us there, but we do draw out the fighter. That's what we wanted to do, guys. That's what you have to do with this backline, guys. If you run ABB, you're always swapping out on neutral and, of course, losing leads. And, of course, Walrein draws out a fighting steel type. That's perfect. We're going to go for this Earthquake. Hits for super effective, but Cobalion about as tanky as it gets. Tanks it like a champ. Still left standing, and that is okay. We can come in, finish it off with our Virizion. Virizion, the fighter that beats all fighters not named Toxicroak in this meta. It's a thing of beauty. That's why we're running it. Virizion, easily my favorite fighting/grass type to run in the Ultra League. And they've got a Clefable in the back, so gonna go for these Leaf Blades. They come in super clutch, I'm telling you. I think that's the way to go if you're either gonna lead or close with Virizion. I think if you safe swap, you can make a very strong case for Stone Edge. But on the lead, I love Leaf Blade, guys. Has Stab. It is one of the best moves in the entire game. One of the highest damage per energy charge moves that you could possibly run. We let that Meteor Mash go. We are up a shield. Going to trust in Aurorus to bring this home for us. Now, Meteor Mash is a Steel-type charge move. We are an Ice Rock type. That's double super effective. We're absolutely shielding that up. And we are going to look to summon a meteor from the sky to rain down upon this Clefable. If they choose to no shield, we're saying bye-bye to the Clefable. Holy smokes. We're not baiting, and they thought they were going to call a bait. No, sir, not going to happen, and they do top left. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Oh, man, I'm telling you guys, Aurorus, one of the better closers in the entire Ultra League. And here we go. Nightmare lead Pidgeot. We go into Walrein immediately. We draw out a Registeel. Par for the course. You will almost always see some sort of steel behind Pidgeot. You could also see a Regirock, as both of the Regis they cover Pidgeot's weaknesses quite well. That most notably ice type damage. So we want to put in a little bit of work here. We don't get the attack drop. We do shield that Zap Cannon. They shielded our EQ. We have to get some damage off on this Registeel here, because if you leave a Regi too healthy, it can absolutely go on a rampage, guys. And we decide to double shield here. I'm going to try and get rid of this Regi. And right about here, if we're going to commit to this two shield scenario, I think it's really worth baiting, but we decided to go for it, thinking that they'd probably want to save the shield for their Pidgeot, but no, they decide to shield. And I'm kicking myself for not baiting. I should have baited there. I really wanted to, but I thought for sure they would just cut the losses, save the shield for Pidgeot. But no, that was not the case. But that is okay. We don't control alignment. Shields are down on both ends, and we could easily farm this thing all the way down. They will get off one final move, as Registeel is about as tanky as it gets, but so are we. We tank that no problem. And now it's all up to Aurorus. If there's another steal, we're in trouble. But it's a Walrein, which means that we have a shot here. Holy smokes. Going for this Meteor Beam. Hits for super effective damage. Doesn't quite KO, as Walrein is quite tanky, but it does enough. That did it. That was good. Yes, Walrein can tank a Meteor Beam, but we can tank an Earthquake as well, and we can't quite farm down. We're going to have to throw a move here, but we do want to have some residual energy for that Pidgeot. So this is double resisted, but it's enough to take out the Walrein. And now it's getting a little sweaty. This Pidgeot is super healthy, and they decide to throw. The question is, it has to be a Brave Bird because it doesn't KO, guys. We're too tanky, and we resist that. So that allows us to get off this super effective Weather Ball. And now we got Virizion in here with loaded energy. I'm thinking, come on, Virizion. These are neutral. They have stab. We got that chip with the Weather Ball, and it's looking good. We're A-okay here. Getting that farm down on that Reggie really paid off because we are about to say bye-bye to the Pidgeot. Holy smokes. That was yet another seemingly impossible team, but we got it done in the end. Good game, well played. I am telling you guys, we really had to work for it today in the Ultra League. Holy smokes. And we get a positive lead here coming in the form of Tapu Fini. They safe swap a Gliscor. And we had just the answer. So the reason why we met this with Walrein is because I know there was a very popular team last season with Tapu Fini double flyers. And one of them was a Gliscor, the other was a Charizard. So that's why we met this with our Walrein, because we would, if I'm accurate on my team read, I would much rather have Aurorus on that Charizard. So that's what, and they shielded. Holy smokes. That is not flippable. You don't shield on non-flippable mid-game matchups. So they wasted a shield, but we returned the shield just so that we could stay relatively healthy because I didn't want to be in any sort of farm down range for this Tapu Fini. So that's fine. They tank the EQ, and they're going to look to go for a move here. Could be the Moonblast, but we're going to let it go. I think we survived by, a slither of HP, but they look to catch our Weather Ball onto a Charizard. So the team read was 100% spot on. And now it is nighty-night sleep time. This is why we've got Aurorus in the back to cover these Charizards for our Virizion. My goodness. We don't even need to build up to the Meteor Beam because they tanked that neutral Icicle Spear onto this Charizard. We can just go straight Weather Ball. No need to even go up to Meteor Beam. And we're just going to let all this go. They bait with the Dragon Claw, not giving up the shield. And again, we're just going to go straight Weather Ball. Doesn't quite KO, but we can farm down. They can throw whatever they want. We do live a Blast Burn from this range here. It's not going to happen for this Charizard. Aurorus, one of the better answers to all of the Charizards that are often lurking in the back in the top left. It was not trending in the right direction for them. Good game, well played to our opponent. Oh, I'm telling you guys, there's nothing better than locking down those Charizards with Aurorus. It is amazing. And here we go. What's also amazing is a lead like this when you're running Leaf Blade on Virizion. We've got a Jellicent here. We do quite well with Leaf Blade up against Jellicent. Again, it has stab and is one of the best charge moves in the entire game. Does about 50% health to a very tanky Pokemon. And we're going to let this go. We do survive a Shadow Ball quite comfortably. And we would survive another one as well. They tried to catch. They tried to catch a Leaf Blade onto a Cobalion. So we're just going to throw the Sacred Sword, of course. And we're going to stay in and get rid of this Cobalion because it's a nightmare for our two Ice types in the back. We did get some chip damage on that Jellicent. So if it came down to it, one of our two Ice types could finish it off. Going to shield this and preserve health on our Virizion. They are currently core broken by Leaf Blade Virizion here. And we get rid of a major obstacle. I'm so glad they presented us with that Cobalion. It is now out of the way, and our Ice types are now safe from that Cobalion. And they reveal that they have a Charizard, so we're going to preserve health on Virizion and energy. We are down a shield. Going to let this go. We've got Aurorus for this Charizard here. And they do go Blast Burn. We survive that quite comfortably. Hits us for neutral damage. Going to fire right back with a neutral Icicle Spear. Newly buffed, I might add, and we grab a shield from the Charizard. That is amazing. Shields are now even, and I was hoping they would do this. They love to catch and give us switch. I love it. That's beautiful. I was actually hoping that they would do this. because now we can align our Aurorus onto that Charizard. Sometimes it pays to not try and get all fancy and employ all of this unnecessary tactical maneuvering. Because if you think about it, our Virizion is just about gone. They didn't have to do that, but that is okay. They are giving us an edge here. So we did save energy on our Virizion here, and we do win CMP tie up against this Jellicent. So we're going to go for the Leaf Blade, immediately triggering that CMP tie, and now they have to think, do they want to save this low health Jelly? No, they don't. Switch timers up. They had no idea what we had in the bag. They kept giving us switch advantage if I tried to catch, and it did not pay off for them, unfortunately. We live a Blast Burn, no problem. Hits us for neutral damage because we are part rock. And we will shield here. We just need back-to-back Weather Balls. Again, this is a situation where we don't need to even really build all the way up to the Meteor Beam. But we are there. We will likely grab the shield if they want to put up a fight here. They do, but that is okay. We had another Weather Ball locked and loaded for this Charizard. Hits for neutral damage, but it has stab, and Charizard is absolutely squishy. We say bye-bye to the Charizard. And that is going to be yet another good game. Aurorus left standing in the end. You love to see it. Good game, well played to them. Oh man, Aurorus handing out the L's to all those Charizards was amazing today. And here we go. What's not amazing is a lead like this. Holy smokes, we had a Gengar. I have not seen one of these in ages in the Ultra League. That was insane. Holy smokes. So we safe swap Walrein, and we are counter swapped by a Scrafty. So that is good. That's what Walrein is here to do. Draw out those fighters, and that's exactly what we've done. Not shielding anything again, guys. If a mid-game matchup is not flippable for you, meaning that it's a very, very dominant counter swap like this, you don't want to be shielding. If anything, you want to grab shields from them. That's the goal. You just soft lose the mid-game matchup, and you look to come in with your lead Pokemon and take out that hard counter to your third Pokemon in the back. In our case, it's the Aurorus. We survive all this. We just absorb it all and farm down the Scrafty here. And now I'm fully expecting that Gengar to come back in. Got to go into Aurorus. That is a nightmare. Gengar hard walls Virizion like you wouldn't believe. That is insane. I've not seen one of these in many, many seasons. It has fallen out of the meta, but yeah, and there's a Steelix in the back, so this is looking really rough. This is very, very rough for us. This is a very tanky Steel type here, about as tanky as it gets, guys. So we're going to try our best here. We can hit this thing for neutral damage, but I'm thinking maybe it would be beneficial to boost that neutral damage. We're going to go for the resisted Meteor Beam. It might seem like a massive waste of energy, but it hits like a truck. It has stab, and it's guaranteed to raise our attack. So that's the win con I'm trying to find here. Maybe boost the neutral damage and hope that we can get enough damage in on this Steelix here. We decide to bank some energy and look to combo play them while they're in the middle of their Dragon Tail and the Leaf Blade. See, right there, that's where we messed up. We kind of panicked and we threw that Leaf Blade. We should have 100% thrown the Sacred Sword. That is where I think we threw the game. So yeah, that's just a lesson in keeping your cool. Not panicking. We kind of panicked and we just threw the Leaf Blade. We should have thrown that Sacred Sword. That would have undoubtedly KO'd the Steelix, and we would have been in a much better spot because now we're super low here on our Aurorus. We're going to shield up the Shadow Punch. We do get to this Meteor Beam, and that would have been game over, guys. But because we did not throw the Sacred Sword, we threw the game because the Steelix is still alive. Gotta make it as close as we possibly can. The Powder Snows just were not enough. That thing hung on by 1 HP, guys. Imagine if we actually threw that Sacred Sword. But hey, hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes and Go Battle League. That is what it is all about at the end of the day. And that is the team, guys. So I wanted to run Virizion again. I'm absolutely loving the Virizion lead with Leaf Blade. And you just have to cover it from the very strong flyers in the meta, most notably Pidgeot and Charizard. And we've got optimal coverage for both of those. And The two ice types also handle the Giratinus. Cresselia is another massive core breaker. We saw one in Toxicroak, but you don't see those too often. But what you do see a lot more than Toxicroak is Cresselia. And I will say that is just a team effort. You got to try and get off a couple of Leaf Blades and then bail into Walrein and try your very best from there. But yeah, other than that, this team is absolutely very much dominant in the Ultra League. All three of these Pokemon complement each other's weaknesses quite well. And that is a recipe for a lot of wins. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.